From the beginning, Rutgers University was on the front lines of the response to this global pandemic. They worked with hospital and health system partners to care for the sick and conduct research into how the disease impacted healthcare workers. They partnered with the New Jersey state government to launch a contact tracing initiative to track and mitigate the spread of the disease and conducted vaccine clinical trials to speed the approval of our best hope for bringing people back together. Dr. Brian Strom, Chancellor of Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences and Executive Vice President for Health Affairs, led the university's efforts to develop better COVID-19 testing methods, which were shared with the world. Due to these groundbreaking efforts, Dr. Strom has had the opportunity to work closely with Dr. Anthony Fauci, Director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and Chief Medical Advisor to U.S. President Biden. It is my distinct honor to introduce Dr. Brian Strom, who will be presenting the Moral Courage in Medicine Award to Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Just over 1 year ago today, the world woke up to the reality of the first global pandemic of our lifetimes. The first confirmed case of the novel coronavirus was detected in New Jersey in March of 2020, and in the days since, more than 23,000 residents of New Jersey and millions more worldwide lost their lives to this disease. Many of us did not understand then the drastic ways our daily lives would change, nor the personal and societal toll this pandemic would cause. We are just now gaining some perspective on our society's choices in resource allocation and board policies, the impact of individual patient decisions and our own individual behaviors, the underlying ethical implications of each of these, and with that, our collective responsibilities to our fellow human beings. The sheer global immensity and massive losses of the COVID-19 pandemic recalls for many both the heroism and the harrowing specter of another of humanity's great crises, World War II. And it is fitting on this Yom HaShoah, the day of remembrance of the terrible events of World War II, that we, the living, reflect on this pandemic year and begin to draw some lessons on the practice of medicine and public health and the moral obligations of a just society. Public institutions like Rutgers have a unique responsibility to uplift and advance the health of the communities we serve. And as we worked through the ebb and flow of the pandemic surges, we sought direction, leadership, accurate data, and unbiased information, and in no measure, hope, amidst the uncertainty and suffering unfolding around us. We were very fortunate to have one guiding light throughout the pandemic. In an era when public spiritedness and confidence in the disciplines and methodologies of science were not held up as virtues of high esteem, Dr. Anthony Fauci embodied both. To our detriment as a society, the public intellectual had been missing from the American scene for quite some time. But Tony became our voice of reason and the beacon of hope for the American public. He provided calm, certitude, and an aura of competence and confidence in scientifically informed public policy. Thanks to his leadership, he has had a newly described phenomena named after him. I can attest that at Rutgers, like at universities around the country, applications to all of our health professions and biomedical schools are up across all sectors, and this is known as the Fauci effect. Further, he had Brad Pitt portray him on Saturday Night Live. These are honors few of my scientist colleagues can possibly boast of. But as we learned in the past century, science is a great tool for public advancement, but also can be manipulated for political and sometimes diabolical ends. Science must always be an objective arbiter of facts. The answers it provides will not always be the most popular, may demand hard choices and sacrifices, and may mitigate against the forces of complacency and inaction. I am proud of my colleague, Dr. Anthony Fauci, for his outstanding public service in this very challenging role. He set and continues to set an example for all of us across the health professions to uphold our honor, duty, dignity, and ethics, and hold fast to our core principles and belief in the scientific method. So, on behalf of the International March of the Living and the Maimonides Institute for Medicine, Ethics in the Holocaust, we are proud to award to him this award for moral courage in medicine, presented to Dr. Anthony Fauci for shining a light through the darkness, providing leadership and hope, and using morals and medicine to heal the world. Congratulations, Tony.